and welcome to my third and final Christmas gift guide. This time we're gonna get a little bit creative. So you know that one book lover that you know that already has way too many books. No matter what book you would buy for them, they would probably already own it. Hopefully today's gift guide will provide you with some inspiration of what to buy for these book lovers. They're gonna be presents that aren't actually books. It's going to be a little bit of DIY and a little bit of gifts that you can just buy for them. I have picked 3 books to work around as an example, but obviously you can adapt this to any book you'd like. Let's get started. Number 1 is Alice in Wonderland. I've come up with 2 gifts around this book and they are both great for if you are on a budget. The first one is the Lush Flamingo Bubble Bar. I saw this when I went to the launch of the Lush Oxford Street shop and I was just drawn to it. It is beautiful, it is bright, and I feel like it has to be inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And of course, very important, Lush is also cruelty-free. The second gift is going to be a little bit more DIY and it's also a tasty treat. So if you're basing a present around Alice in Wonderland, you can obviously play with the eat me and drink me aspect of it. And for this, I thought it would be great to do a DIY cookie in a jar. And if you're not sure what that is, let me show you. So obviously you're going to need a jar. You're going to need some flour, some sugar, and some brown sugar as well. And then some ingredients you want to mix into the cookies. So I've got some walnuts, which I've chopped up, and some Toblerone. Toblerone is my #1 choice for cookie filling. It is by far superior to anything else. Then you're going to put all the ingredients into the jar, which can be a little bit of a messy affair. You have to make sure you switch up the colors. So you do light, dark, and then you might have to slowly pat it down a little bit. Then you add the rest of the dry ingredients, and of course you can add a card with the recipe so that the person you're giving it to knows how to make these cookies. I also added a little label that said "Eat Me" and tied it around the jar with a red ribbon. And that is the first complete gift set. I really like using playing cards to add little tags to gifts, and obviously it works perfectly for Alice in Wonderland. This did not cost me a lot, and I think it makes a lovely little gift for Christmas. Okay, so that was Alice in Wonderland. Now we are heading on to the next book, which is The Martian. Everyone has gone a little bit space crazy this year. This is one of my favorite books I read this year. I absolutely loved it. Also love all things space. I have done a video in the past that talks about all my favorite space things, so if you want more inspiration, go check that out. Link will be in the description. But my first recommendation would be a space-themed necklace from EE Jewelry. They've kindly sent me a necklace to show you. These are absolutely fantastic. I have a huge collection of them now, and they are so beautiful, and I think any space lover would really enjoy these. And the second one would be tickets to some sort of space-related exhibit. Currently in London there is the Cosmonauts Birth of the Space Age exhibit where you can buy tickets to it, and I think it is so much fun to give someone a present that basically, you know, forces them to hang out with you for the day. And even if you're on more of a tight budget and you don't have money to buy tickets for an exhibit, you can still take them to a space or science themed museum. And obviously if you don't live in London this is going to be tricky, but there are always observatories around, or there must be some sort of building or location you can go to that will be space related that might have an exhibit on. By the way, museum gift shops are really good places to find Christmas gifts. And then finally I picked Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials. Is the Everyman Libraries edition. It has the Northern Lights, the Subtle Knife, and the Amber Spyglass. I'm currently listening to the Northern Lights on audiobook. I'm not crazy about the audiobook, so I bought this edition so I can actually read the books. So I recently went to Sainsbury's and stumbled upon this polar bear cookie cutter, and this is basically what sparked the idea behind this whole video. So let's make some York Bernardson cookies. Alright, so we'll be making some fairly simple sugar cookies. I'll put a recipe for this in the description. You'll need some eggs, some flour, and a ton of sugar, and also quite a lot of butter. There we go. You need to make sure that butter is room temperature, which it was not in this case. It was really hard to cut. Then I added some eggs, one at first, and I blended it. And then I added a second egg and some vanilla. And then I slowly started adding the flour. I think it has some salt and some raising agent in it as well. When you're done and you've got your dough, you need to put it in the fridge for a couple of hours. I actually divided mine up in 2 and had so much dough that I could just make the cookies in 2 batches, which meant that everyone had fresh cookies. So then you roll out the dough once it's out of the fridge, put some flour down to make sure that stuff doesn't stick. And then you just punch out your cookies and put them in the oven for about 10 minutes. They're really, really quick to do. Now don't buy icing at the supermarket, just use some icing sugar and a teeny bit of water and a little Ziploc bag. And that is the final result. You've got some adorable, adorable polar bear cookies. I can tell you they were a big hit. The other gift is another necklace from EE Jewelry. I came across this and it seemed like the perfect fit. It is this lovely polar bear necklace, which I don't think you can go wrong with. Especially if you're giving these two together, you can obviously put the cookies in a lovely little tin with some paper, or you can just, you know, wrap it up nicely in some foil and put a little bow on it. Now, EE Jewelry has also been so lovely to give me 2 of the necklaces that I showed in this video to give away to you. It's going to be an international giveaway, and all you need to do is just head over to my Twitter, link will be in the description, and retweet the tweet about this video. I hope this video inspired you to sort of think differently about bookish gifts. Also, a reminder that I have a Patreon page where you can support me if you'd like to, and a link to that will also be in the description. So that is the end of my Christmas gift guide trilogy. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of them. Good luck with your Christmas gift buying, and I'll talk to you guys later. Doei!